Hi, everyone. This is Jamie Perez with the Light Journal podcast, and today I'd like to talk about the idea that we are pure awareness. Do you feel time passing? That is an aspect of duality. It creates a division between the past and present, the present and future, but you are only in the now. Do you feel as if you are aging? That's another aspect of duality, separating then and now. Up and down, before and back are all duality. There is no up or down. These are abstractions, and they change meaning depending on where you are right now. Duality is found everywhere, in all the ideas that we apply to events, things, and time. It's me or you, Monday or Tuesday, America or Europe, Pacific or Atlantic, Braves or Cubs, husband or wife, and so on. It's all about defining and dividing things, not only for greater clarity of speech, but for a greater illusion of control over those things. If I can name it, then it's the same as having control over it. We can find this idea in Genesis, when the gods told Adam to name the animals. That gave him control over the animals. You'll also find it in a lot of traditional witchcraft stories where a witch needs the name of something in order to apply a curse to it. But I'd like to counter that idea with a quote from Shakespeare. Shakespeare said, "A rose by any other name still smells as sweet." What he recognized was the person, the thing, the circumstance, the time frame. These aren't anything but representations of those things. They aren't the substance of those things. In the same way, when you look at yourself, you may identify by your name. But is that truly who you are? And all those events, dates, circumstances, etc. that you remember, are they truly who you are? Or are they as insubstantial as the words we apply to them? What truly has substance, if not this very moment in which we are communicating with one another? What truly is, if not the awareness that's within us? It's not the accumulation of memories. Memory experts are always talking about how we get most of our memories wrong anyway, because memories are mere shadows of something somewhere that is not present anymore. Memories become an abstraction that we desperately cling to as an explanation of who and what we are now. But every day our body sheds old cells, including brain cells, and replaces them with new. So what are we really clinging to if not even our body is the same as it was when those misremembered memories occurred? And what are memories anyway, except another form of duality between what I perceived and what was, or between what I experienced and how others perceived it? No two people are going to remember situations the same way, so our memories that we're clinging to, they're about as real as shadows with just as little substance to them. They don't define who we are today. We define who we are today. We're choosing mostly false memories to create our sense of self, which is ego. But it's all based on an illusion, a lie, if we're willing to call it that. So what is a lie? It's something that we do not perceive to be true. Are you noticing how much of our identity is built upon perception? And perception isn't truth. It refers to what is within our own worldview, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. And that takes us right back to the topic of dualism. We see what we choose to see. And then that reflects our own beliefs right back at us in a constantly reinforcing pattern. That's really the essence of dualism. The inward sees the outward from the outward reflecting the inward. It sounds like a type of insanity, and yet that's our reality. And that is what we call normal. Those who see outside the mirror, those who aren't normal, well, they become the outcasts, the angels, the saviors, destined to be martyred, worshipped, or feared, depending upon the openness of the people with whom they're interacting. But we're emerging out of this box of mirrors. We're beginning to awaken to these self-reinforcing, destructive patterns that are keeping us locked into a reality that uses suffering as a tool for learning. We can learn, grow, and expand without suffering, and it starts by recognizing that we are not what we see in that mirror. We are not what happened to us in the past. We are not locked into our identity, the one bestowed on us by our country, culture, or religion. These entities are all still bound up within the illusion of duality, the illusion of us versus them. There is only us. We are all part of the same Mother Earth. Our breath is her breath. Our blood is her blood. Our body is her body. Our synapses and firing neurons are her synapses and firing neurons. We are created from the Earth's elements, and when we die, our body returns to those elements. As for our divinity, that is the part of us that knows there is no duality. Just as Mother Earth is divine, so are we. Just as Mother Earth has experienced corporality or physicality, so are we. We're doing this together, as one. I'd like you to envision this. Picture our 3D reality as a bowl of soapy water. Bubbles rise to the surface. These represent all the forms of life. The bubbles will stay on the surface for a while, but eventually they pop. The soap settles back into the water, and the energy inside the bubble is released. But what if I tell you everything I just said is also a form of false duality? We've been taught to see ourselves as divided. We may say we're body and spirit, or have 5 koshas or energy bodies, or that we're composed of body, mind, and spirit. And yet, if I were to ask you to separate what is mind, body, and soul, could you do it without resorting to meaningless abstractions? I suspect not, because duality and separation is an illusion. What we call spirit is often experienced as a higher awareness. When people are looking into their heart's mind, that also is a form of higher awareness. No matter what your spiritual practice might be, it's always about attaining higher awareness. So then, is there truly a corporeal or physical level? Or is this just a level of awareness? Rather than physical versus spiritual, mind versus emotions, us versus them, yesterday versus now, what if everything is just a level of awareness? In this scenario, the less aware we are, the more physical we perceive ourselves to be. The more aware we are, the less physical we perceive ourselves to be. Reality is all about perception, and we've been locked into this level of perception for long enough. Quantum physicists are beginning to discover that nothing about our reality makes sense. Time, death, physicality, none of it should exist, because it only exists in our perception. As we raise our level of awareness, we will begin to see that this reality reflects what the human unified field has chosen to perceive. Humanity as a whole has chosen to use suffering, inequity, and a sense of separation as learning tools. We don't need those things to learn through any longer. To change our reality, humanity must change its perception, raise its awareness, and choose another version of life, of earth, of experience. Leveling up our awareness will raise the earth up to a higher level and change the experience of life for all the entities living on the earth. By removing our false sense of separation and division within ourselves, recognizing that we are pure consciousness or pure awareness, we can unite and change the earth experience for everyone. Every person contributes to the unified field. As each of us raise our level of awareness, perceiving life at a higher level, others will then be able to tap into it. The more people tapping into this new level of awareness that's available in the unified field, the stronger that level of consciousness becomes, making it increasingly easier for others to also tap into it. If enough people become aware of what they are, our earth and everyone on it will shift to this new higher level. And that, my friends, is how a new earth and the age of Aquarius will be born. Thanks for listening. I'm Jamie Perez with the Light Journal Podcast. Blessings on your journey, everyone.